now, life did not stay the same for any person in the entire United States. Life changed for everyone. Right? So COVID had a bigger impact on the life in the United States than anything we've really seen in the last 100 years. So as a result, these changes, these move towards the land, these move to having space, these move to have a place to horse around on the weekend, this move to enjoy life more is actually here to stay. And with that, what that means for the real estate industry is the real estate market is expected, in my expectation, Michelle's expectation, we expect it to stay hot at least for the next year or 2 years. My crystal ball, I do not feel comfortable predicting anything beyond, let's say, a couple of years from now, because obviously we don't know what interest rates and other things are doing in the meantime, right? So that's something else. So we have also, as Michelle mentioned in the comments here, we have also had the great resignation happening because of that. People are like, no, they're not willing to put up with the grind that they were willing to put up anymore, right? The COVID has given people the opportunity to reevaluate the way they want to live life, right? And priorities and all structures of working 9 to 5 in an office and talk about the water over the water cooler kind of stuff and so on. No, instead, life has become open to move around, to live where you want to live, and these things, and land is coming smack right into the middle of that. Because guess what? What's on the outskirts of land? What's off the outskirts of bigger cities? Land. Where can you give people more space? On the outskirts of bigger cities. Where are people, the outdoors people, they're not going to postpone getting that RV anymore. People are not postponing getting those 20 acres anymore. We are here, this is a hot market, right? This is a hot market, and COVID and the life changes that it's brought with it are continuing to drive the demand for land well into the future. So right now is the right time to be there. Now, at this point, people are asking, well, Jack, how about the housing market? Aren't we in a bubble? We have like 20-30% increases in values on houses and prices, and it's absolutely crazy. I agree. There is some exuberance in certain markets. Michelle and I just came back from Hawaii. We rented a condo in a beautiful community. But prices in that community, like we're just renting, right? We're just hanging out there renting. And as we're renting there, we rented the same condo half a year ago for a month in July and spent there. And there was a property that was on the market for 12 months without any offers. And all of a sudden, something like crazy happened. Within 2 days, they got 3 offers. And since then, any property in that unit that comes up is being bid up literally by 7 figures. And prices going through the freaking roof, and anything on the market is like being snatched up like freaking crazy. Why? Well, it comes down to the same thing, right? It comes down to the same thing that a lot of people with a lot of money are basically saying, like, screw that, I'm just going to buy the place of my dream. I'm just going to buy my condo close to the ocean and hang out there, or the house close to the ocean and things like that. But the same thing is happening also all over the rest of the country. People are like, screw that. If we're going to work from home, let me buy a house. So a lot of it is being driven by demand of people saying like, hey, I want to be there. But also other factors are playing in. And another factor that plays in right now is obviously inflation. Right? We are dealing with 5-6% official inflation, which really means about 10 or 12% hidden inflation, because the government always goes and calculates inflation such that it artificially looks low. Right? They even kick out stuff out of the inflation basket that should be in there, but they're kicking it out so that inflation looks lower. Well, if in that artificially low inflation, that's at 6%, then we're really talking about that there is a 10 or 12% inflation happening right now, which is crazy. With that said, though, what that does when high inflation happens, again, State of the Union, that means that people are driven to hard assets. And what are hard assets? Houses and land, right? These are traditional assets that have gone up with inflation, and they don't crash on that. Now, helping this is people say, like, oh my God, are we in 2007 again? Is everything going to crash? And the answer is, to me and all the people that I talk about, and Michelle and every people that we talk about, is a clear no. Right? It is a clear no. And the reason why it's no, it's like we don't anticipate a crash. Very simply, the underwriting rules that we're seeing right now compared to 2007, 5, 6, 7, and so on are completely different. They're completely different. So let's say if you want to buy a house, now you can still get an FHA loan for 3% down and so on, but then you gotta get mortgage insurance. So the lenders are not at risk. Now, if you're buying an investment property, you do need to come up with 20%, right? And guess what? They are going, we just refinanced our house here, right? We bought an investment property in Sedona, Arizona to be used as an Airbnb, as a short-term rental. And the amount of qualifying that we needed to go through to get a loan on that property was insane. There's restrictions to Dodd-Frank right now that and have been in place since 2009 or 10, that you have to, that your amount of expense, the amount of monthly payments have to be within a certain ratio of your income. That was not the case in 2004, 5, 6, 7. You could just get what's called a liar loan. Right? You could just go out there and get a loan and just say, yeah, you're I don't know, literally, you're homeless and jobless. It's like, I'm making $1 million a year, and they would give you a $3 million house. You cannot, almost none of that is existent right now. Like, you have to, if you want a $3 million house, you got to show the income that you can pay for it. Say, first of all, you got to come down probably with a $600,000 down payment, and then you got to show the ability to pay a $2.4 million loan, and on top of it, that loan payment cannot be more than a certain percentage of your income. Very, very tight underwriting, very, lots of rules and lots of disqualifiers there. So as a result, almost every person that's bought a house right now in the last couple of years, or really in the last 8 years, has properly been able to qualify for that loan, right? And unless we're hitting something unexpected where we have a mass unemployment again, right? In which case we already know the government is going to step in and support everyone, right? Which they have done already. Then there is, in my opinion, no expectation of a market crash. Now, if interest rates go up, as the Fed already explained that interest rates will go up, what it will do is it will dampen the growth. So we won't be seeing this kind of value growth anymore in the housing market. It's going to dampen up, and potentially it's going to flatten to a zero growth, right? But I don't see, and perhaps in some markets even a slight dip, but I don't see a crash coming anywhere.
If you like this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And also for additional training, just go over to the website listed in the description below.